Alright, hello everyone, David once more from Rising Phoenix Paranormal, and today I just want to kind of go over the difference in kind of the steps of demonic possession. Unlike the other videos though, I've been busy this week, so this one's going to be kind of a one shot, one take, and see what happens with it. So, anyway, to start off, I just want to say that I was just out and about, and I ran into some paranormal enthusiasts who were talking about how they went to a location and they knew that it was haunted because they were only there for like 30 minutes and they swear something possessed them. I don't know how many times I hear this going on, but with the research and everything that I have done, possessions don't happen that quick. And I'll tell you why. Because for one, there are 3 steps. Yes, I said that. 3 steps for being fully demonically possessed. And some people tend to think that oppression is the same thing as possession. It is not. Oppression is the second stage of a possession. So, let's see. I hear people talking about this all the time. I don't know where they're getting their feelings and all that stuff 30 minutes into an investigation. And yes, I can understand that, hey, it's a creepy place, it's dark, we can't see very much and everything, but you're not going to be possessed 30 minutes into an investigation. Because for one, this is where I'm going to start with step 1, or level 1, whatever you want to call it. Level 1 is demonic infection. That could take months to even start. Well, kind of. That's the quick process between all 3 steps. Step 1 of demonic infestation is when you willingly or unwillingly bring a demon to the living realm. So say you mess with Ouija boards, you do a seance, rituals or anything like that is specifically for bringing a demon to your house. That's one of the ways that people usually invite demons into their house. And I just don't understand, because they're just like, yes, there's a demon here, this and that. It's like, well, have you done rituals, seances? No, all that. You may be saying, well, then how did I bring them here? Well, just like other spirits, they can attach themselves to you if they see inside of you and in your soul, to where, you know, you're constantly like bagging on yourself, dogging on yourself, or just aren't happy with how life is and all that stuff. That invites an invitation for demons to get closer to you, because they love the misery, they love the pain, they love the self-loathing, they like greedy, all that. They always look for people that have one of those 7 sins. I know it kind of sounds kind of nerdy, kind of biblical, but they have that one of those 7 sins inside that is really strong and powerful. And that demon can sense it and see it, and therefore this demon is going to start following that person home. And kids are usually vulnerable because they're innocent, and they can be corrupted to do the will of demons and all that stuff. And that's just the start of step 1. Also in step 1 is when you slowly start noticing things happen around your house after one of these said either rituals or anything to bring the demon to you, or when you accidentally have one tag along with you when you come home. And then that's when you start realizing there's stuff going on. In this case, you know, there's also like flocks of crows that show up, dead insects, rotted parts of the house, followed by a lot of bad luck. So that would be mostly of step 1. The infection one is the quickest one. And when you actually communicate and everything with the demon, and, you know, all your emotions get the best of you, it starts feeding off of you. It'll start causing more issues in your life, giving you more negative energy, maybe even diseases or anything like that. And after so long of all that stuff going on, the demon can then move to step 2. Step 2 is oppression. And what oppression is the existence of this demon in your house. Knows it's there, you know it's there, you're trying to communicate, maybe you pissed it off reading Bible verses, doing incorrect things for blessing the house, and now it's going to move to oppression, which is about 9 times out of 10 what people actually experience at places. Oppression is you start feeling angry when like church symbols and everything are in your face, or when they're in the house, or when someone starts praying, you start, this is the point where the demon has found its prey and is latching on to everything it can get from that prey. So with the oppression, it finds its target. Once it finds its target, it can start making the next steps of advancement into breaking the person down emotionally, physically, any of those. And what that ends up causing is, usually there's a lot of depression with it. There's a lot of greediness with it, self-pity, and it can go on and on. The list goes on and on. Pretty much step 2, the whole process of the reason it's doing it is it wants to break all your walls down so you feel more comfortable and will eventually accept the demonic spirit into your body or your soul, and it will slowly sit there and eat at your soul. A good example, the only example I can think is if you've ever seen, what was it? Insidious chapter 4, I believe, where the girl was sick, she started having bad experiences and everything, and then it showed her in the spirit realm, and her soul was slowly being absorbed by the demon. That's the best way I can think of it. It has to feed off you for so long, and it can only make it to the next step if you necessarily and are serious about giving yourself all to this demon, this spirit. And what happens then is now it's broken you, after it breaks you down, it makes you think there's nothing left in your life, all hope is gone, and all that stuff. Then it can start the process of possession. Possession being the step 3, final step, which if you haven't had help with the oppression part and got things taken care of, 3 is going to be really bad. These are things that you see in movies with like The Conjuring, The Nun, some of the insidious demon. I know I'm referencing a lot of movies, but that's the easiest way to help me portray like what's happening. So in this possession one is when you've reached your breaking point, you want to just die, you want to let all things go, and you're giving your soul and your body to the demon, and now it can now possess you because you gave it permission to inhabit your body. This is where what people mean when they say spiritually strong. If you stay spiritually strong, it never has the opportunity to get in. Excuse me. If you stay spiritually strong and take care of it as soon as possible, then you never go into that possession side unless you really give in with everything. And once possession has sit, this is where people have been reported to have many different voices. Maybe they have started killing animals, all that stuff. I mean, that can be oppression too, because, in oppression, when you're feeling all the emotions, the demon wants more energy, wants more power. So what does it do? It makes you feel like you gotta do this or this or this, like a ritual or something, to continue everything on. And also in the possessive step, this one is the hardest one to get most people out of. There's a lot of process and ordeals to go through to even get clearance or get cleared for a priest to do a exorcism on someone. And with possession, at this point, like, there's almost no spirit or soul left in the person, and the demon has taken over, and that's usually when the person decides they want to fight back. They want to get rid of this thing, they want to get it out of their body, but it's too late because they pretty much already made the deal with the demon so that it can take its body, possess it, and everything else. There's a lot of other signs that go into these with oppression and possession. You know, people will feel more depressed. Nothing will really cheer them up. They can't get out of the mood of being depressed. And they're usually a lot of things. They can get emotionally sick. They can get physically sick. And it can just keep leading on and leading on and leading on. I do understand there's more steps than these 3, but these are like the prime 3. And the reason why I have issues when people are like, yeah, we went in there for 30 minutes and I got possessed. It don't work that way. Unless that person was already going in there, hoping and opening up a portal so that a demon can possess it. Just ain't gonna happen that easily. But I got off topic a little bit. But back to the possession thing. You know, they'll send out priests and people of the church, and they'll have to get word from the bishop, whatever, the Catholic Church, in order to even think about processing a exorcism for you and your family. So even though you may just recognize things are happening, they still have, when you call someone for it, they then can only ask you questions and everything, and then report it back to their higher up person. And that higher up person has the power to say, dogs, stop. And that higher power has the ability to say, yes, we can go ahead and proceed with the exorcism, or no. And unfortunately, there's been cases that I've read up on where there have been people that have been declined for it because their family has history of psychological issues. Therefore, they're like, oh no, we ain't gonna do it. And some of those families, if I remember correctly, didn't get help in time, things got worse, yada yada yada. Other than that though, if they do say yes, then they gotta set up a time. They gotta get all the people who are actually certified to do the actual process, to do the exorcism. They gotta come to your house, they'll start preparing everything, and it can get pretty bad, pretty crazy, and everything pretty quick. Things can flip on a dime. Other than that, though, that's all I can really think of right off the bat to talk about all these steps. So next time you hear someone, I mean, just to kind of be like, hey, I know I watched this video, this is what they say, this is what research says, blah, 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 blah. Next time you hear someone that's like, yeah, I went to this location, got possessed, we were there for like 2-3 hours. Just ask them what other things led up to it. Guarantee all of them don't explain anything that has to do with demonic the hell's the word? I just said it earlier. With demonic infection. I think that's the right word. Or, yeah. And I bet they will actually tell you things that are more on the demonically oppressed side than they will the possessed side. The possessed side, usually, they don't really talk to people after that. They just want to hurt people, kill people, whatever. And that demon wants that body, wants to continue doing its thing. So, next time you hear someone talking about that, just be like, hey, okay, get some information. Don't just go up and be like, hey, you're full of crap. Because that's going to start issues. But you can always ask questions that lead up to it. Like, well, how long were you there? What was your mindset? And all those things. And I'm pretty sure that it'd be, you'd get some interesting questions. I think that's all I really have to cover today. I mean, I wanted to apologize once again for you guys. I've been busy all week trying to get military stuff set up and trying to live mobily instead of at a house, looking at RVs and everything and all that, so that I can travel and do more with the paranormal stuff in different states and everything else. And then military have been trying to get all their paperwork and everything to them, and hopefully, for too long I'll be able to start out there too and maybe find a field to study that has to do with the paranormal. I'm excited for it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on any social media if you want. I love answering questions. I like hearing from you guys. So I hope to hear more stuff from you guys. And yeah, until next week, stay on the rise, everyone.